Okay, good evening. It's 25 past 8 on Sunday the 27th. This is day 20 of the Fat Loss Focus Challenge. So today it's the penultimate day. Tomorrow is the last day, although it should have been today was the last day because it was 21 days today. But that doesn't matter. I'm going to do another video tomorrow to get you in the mood for the week ahead. So today I want to talk about diet breaks. And diet breaks is something that is a sort of a tentative topic sometimes, because people always say that things like their metabolism's shut down on a diet, they've done too much dieting and they've stopped losing weight and they've stopped making progress. And because of this, they say they need a diet break. And what a diet break is where, well, exactly as it sounds really, you take a few days off the diet, get back onto it afterwards. But here's the thing, how do you know when you do need a diet break? And too many people take diet breaks when they're probably not dieting as hard as they should be anyway, and they're just feeling it a little bit too much. Now this can be from the fact that they haven't structured their diet correctly. So they've got too much restrictions, so they feel bad. They've got too much outgoing, so too many calories going out, so they feel tired. And they interpret this as the fact that their body's tired and they need a diet break. So they take a couple of days off, overeat, but they don't plan it out properly, and the overeating becomes maybe 3 to 4 days, and then all of a sudden they're off the diet and they're to the point where they are back overeating and not doing too well. So in terms of when do you need a diet break, you have to, and this is really crucially important, you have to monitor what you're doing with the diet. You have to monitor your calories in, you have to monitor your calories out, you have to monitor your steps, you have to monitor things like cardio, training if you do that, and also how you're looking in the mirror, because if you're not looking if you stop making progress in the mirror, that's another key sign. And now, if all of these things have stopped, in terms of progress stopped, and you haven't lost weight for a little bit, and you've been doing the cardio, you've been doing the training, you've been doing the steps, keeping the steps up, and the fact that you're not looking any better in the mirror, and this has been going on for 3 to 4 to 5 weeks, then quite likely you do need a little bit of a break from the diet. Now, I've said before about how the diet can shut your body down in terms of slowing down metabolism, so it tries to align its output with the calorie deficit you've created. So this is a real thing that happens. It's something that the body tries to do to normalize things, and I've talked in other videos about how to recognize this, and also I think yesterday's video was about what to do when you think you're in a calorie deficit and nothing's happening. So that's one of those reasons, one of those issues that can come up. But you must only take a diet break when you've actually been doing something for, I would say, a minimum of 6 weeks. Now we're coming up to the end of week 3 this week, so you shouldn't need a diet break right at the moment, especially if you've been doing things like the Star Challenge, or you've been using MyFitnessPal and following the videos, because you should have been in a up to about 500 calorie deficit, which isn't loads. It isn't something that's going to really tax you mentally or physically for at least 4 to 6 weeks. So you shouldn't need a diet break right now, but it's important because this is a program for 3 weeks, 21 days. It's important that you understand that this might come and you might need a bit of time off. Now, the way I used to do this and this way I do it with clients, is rather than taking a diet break and just staying at home and just eating more food, you need to remove yourself from the situation, remove yourself from your normal daily activity, so it's not a normal thing that you're doing. If you have anchored yourself properly in terms of setting up your home properly for eating into a deficit, you've got your work set up, you've got your family life set up, and all of a sudden you overeat in that environment, it'll be an unusual environment for you, and the likelihood of you going off plan and massively overeating is high. So what I would suggest you do, if you have been seeing, say, a slowing of progress for a couple of weeks, book like a weekend away, or go and see some friends for a weekend or something like that. Remove yourself from the situation and then do your diet break then. So it's a holiday, it's an actual break from your life, and then you come back afterwards and resume the diet as normal. And you should find that you'll have gained a little bit of weight because you've eaten more food, but then what will happen is you will drop that weight back off very quickly and then start to make progress again. Now, an example I always use for this, I've got a few client examples for this, but one of the most striking examples is with Christian, who's one of my old clients, and we worked together for a little while, and he had an all-you-can-eat holiday booked in Barbados for 2 weeks, 5-star. And so we talked about this because he was worried about going away and doing diets while he was away. And if you want to read the case study, I think it's in the book if you want to read about it. But he basically went away for these 2 weeks, and we said, look, let's not try and diet while you're away, because that's not going to happen. Realistically, that's not going to happen. Let's think instead about having a diet break for those 2 weeks. Now, we say 2 weeks because he'd been dieting for about 6 months, I think, up until that point. So he was due a break from that. And his weight loss was going down. It was gradually going down and down. And so he was making progress. So we decided we'll have these 2 weeks off where he went away. But what he did was made sensible choices. He ate foods he liked, but he didn't eat it to excess. He had a few ice creams, a few wines. Went for the lower calorie treater options rather than all in on the 4 cheese pizzas, those sorts of things. When he came back, he'd gained 7 kilos, but he'd lost 30 kilos before he went. And very quickly, he went back onto the diet again, the thing he was doing. But obviously, he wasn't on a diet because he was eating the foods he liked. And he lost all that weight again in about, I think, 10 days. And then he went further down after that. So the diet break did the job. It reset his metabolism a little bit, and he was able to lose more weight after the holiday weight had been lost. Now, if you do a diet break for say 4 days, it's unlikely that you're going to gain a ton of fat in that time if you really eat well, unless you really smash the calories. You'd have to eat like 50,000 calories or something to make a massive dent. So if you make sure you're careful about what you do, eat the foods that you do like, eat a few more treats that you like, and just enjoy yourself and take a break, when you come back, you would have gained a little bit of weight, but you can just get back onto the program you were on before, and that weight will drop off very quickly, and you'll feel a lot better about it. The break will have done its purpose mentally and physically, and then you can get back to losing a bit more weight afterwards. But I must stress that if you've only been doing this the fat loss challenge for 3 weeks, you don't need a diet break. You haven't been doing it long enough to quantify that, to qualify for that. If you do a diet break now, it's not going to do anything. You haven't been in a deficit long enough for it to make a massive difference. You can do it if you want to, but it will just slow your progress, in my opinion. So the time to do a diet break when you're thinking about it is if you are tired, if you haven't got any zest for the gym anymore, so you're potentially overtraining, if you're always thinking about food, if you've got this hunger that you can't get rid of and that's just come on recently rather than from the start of the diet, all these things are pointing to the fact that the body wants to eat more food. Then it's time to take these sort of 3 to 4 days and then go away, have a break. When I did this when I was dieting for competition a few years ago, we actually booked a weekend away in Cornwall, went away, and me and my friend Paul, we went away, and we had just a weekend of eating ice cream and eating a bit more food. We still did our cardio, still did our training in the gym, gained a kilo or so, come back, and then this was a break of, I think we had a 6-month diet in total. So we had 3 months of dieting, a weekend away, we come back and did I think we had a month before the first show and then a month after that. So it was around about 6 months, I think, total, but we had the diet break around about 2.5 - 3 months in. And it was good. We needed it. We needed the break, and we come back. We made more progress. So that's a real life example. Again, the one with Christian is 6 months of being in a calorie deficit. But you've got to remember on this, it's not the fact that they've been in a hellish place for 6 weeks, and you shouldn't be in a hellish place. Sorry, 6 months, and you shouldn't be in a hellish place for 6 months. Your diet should be something you're enjoying doing. It's just that it's got a little bit tiring, and now things are starting to slow down a bit more, and the progress is slowing a little bit, and you're monitoring everything, and everything's fine. You're not slowing down your steps, you're not slowing down your cardio, anything like that. You're just finding things are slowing down, just a natural course. That is the time to take a diet break. It's not the time to take a diet break if you're over-restricting yourself massively, because that's going to result in a binge, and you're going to overeat massively and then not want to go back onto it. So before you do the diet break, make sure you've got the diet done properly, and you're losing weight, and you're making progress. When that weight loss starts to slow, and you address all the other issues that we've talked about in the previous videos, and you think it's just, it's just about the right time to do it because it's been a couple of months, that's the time to do it. That's the time to take a break. Plan it out. Don't just go, right, I'm going to have a diet break today and just smash a load of food for 48 hours. That won't work because you're not planning it. You're just releasing yourself. And if you've heard me talk about the prison diet before, if you're releasing yourself, it's unlikely you're going to go back to it. So plan it. Plan out like you would a holiday. Have some extra food, some extra calories. Still do your training, still do your steps, still do your walking, whatever you're doing. And then come back to the program afterwards with a renewed vigor and a bit more zest for losing weight. So that's the diet breaks. That's the penultimate day today. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about the calorie system, which is my 7-step system for transforming clients from not the body they want to the body they want. It's going to be a longer live, and it will be a little bit more deeper dive into what I do for clients. It's the system I use in the book, so if you've read the book, it's in there. And I would welcome any questions while I'm doing the live. If you can post them up, any things you need to ask me about making progress, that will be tomorrow. I would think that's going to be tomorrow around about 8 or 9 o'clock because I will be at home with Jacob, so I have to wait for him to go to bed. So it's going to be about 8:30, 9 o'clock. If you can tune in tomorrow and ask any questions while I'm doing the live, that'd be great. If not, watch it back and ask any questions then. Okay, so enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and well done for making it this far. A lot of people started and not many people have finished, but that's the way it goes. Some people don't stick it for the long term. And I've seen that people have made progress. So I've been watching your comments and how well you've made progress. Some people have dropped dress sizes, some people have lost kilos of weight. And this is only in 3 weeks. What can you accomplish in the next 3 weeks? Just keep on doing these same things. All these simple processes, all these simple things. Keep on doing them for another 3 weeks. What's going to happen then? So well done. You've reached nearly the end of 3 weeks. And it'd be great to see some more updates after that. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.